Alright, hello everybody again, and I wanted to briefly follow up with an instruction on how can you cancel subscription and how can you delete your entire organization if you are done trialing or if you want to use a different tenant or if you did it by mistake. In my case, I have only used it to show you a video. I don't want to abuse it, I don't want to use it because I have another license, so I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm going to show you how. So you would go to admin.microsoft.com website or office.com and switch to admin panel. On the left, you would select your products, and next to each subscription, you would click these three dots and select undo, unsubscribe. In my case, I have already done it. So now my subscription is in inactive state, and you can see it will be deleted in 1 month. So because I want to completely get rid of the whole organization and not only this trial, I'm going to click this button, delete subscription. And typically I would want to go through every subscription, cancel it, and then delete it. So now if I go back to my products, and obviously I'll have to refresh it. Well, unfortunately, it's still in disabled state, so it will probably in a moment switch to deleted. Yeah, but I can no longer click delete subscription, so it's in the process of being deleted. After that, after I canceled and deleted all my subscription, I have to go to portal Azure.com, and that's where I'm going to log in with my user, my administrator, and make sure that I can delete my tenant. So by going to Azure Active Directory, Overview, I will have a button, Manage Tenants. So theoretically, I could have more than one organization connected to the same Active Directory. And this is where I see the company which I made as the previous video was going. So at this stage, I have a button, Delete. It may fail if I have still some subscriptions. So let's see what happens if I click Delete. It will go through all the checks. So at first it wants me to delete all users. If I click on the button, it will show me how. It will bring me here. So I'll click the users and I'll click delete, but not for myself because I cannot delete myself. So I want to be at the stage where I only have my own user that I use to log in here. Okay. Let's try this again. Delete. It will show me the next step that needs to be done. Delete LinkedIn application. Interesting. Okay, so I didn't know it got connected. Then it wants me to delete all license-based subscriptions, which will probably bring me back to the same page where I have been. Let's see. So it takes time to remove and delete my subscriptions. It doesn't happen immediately. It's interesting that, yeah, it brought me back into my business store, but I know that in this stage it's complaining about this product, which is still in disabled state. Let's try it again. So technically it's like you have to go through this multiple times until it gives up and lets you do that. Yeah, so you see the delete button is still grayed out, and at this point I have to wait for the subscription to become in a deleted status, and that's when I can click the delete. One very useful page about this is called What happens to my data and access when my Microsoft 365 for Business subscription ends. It's part of Microsoft Docs, and you can see that normally if your subscription would expire, you would have 30 days with everything accessible, and you would have normal access to applications. As I mentioned in the previous video, you don't immediately lose ability to work, your business doesn't suffer. In 90 days, you would be unable to access applications and file anymore. And then if you delete everything, the data will be gone eventually. So right now we put subscription in disabled state and we will wait until it becomes deleted. And actually, if you have already done that, if you have put all your subscriptions in deleted state, theoretically, you don't have to go to Azure Microsoft portal for Active Directory and delete your tenant. You can do that just to be sure, but normally I think after 3 months, is it free? I'm pretty sure it's 3 months. It's when your organization gets removed automatically. So if you have done what I did just to test it, don't forget to go ahead and delete your subscription, and after a bit, everything will be removed. Interesting is that even if you don't do anything, your trial will eventually end. It will become expired, disabled, deleted, and then after 2 or 3 months, your tenant will be gone. So Microsoft has a cleanup mechanism. And if at any point until it's fully gone, you come back and you pay, and you buy a subscription, you can reactivate all your users and you can start working. One thing to keep in mind is that after you delete the users, they end up in home users, delete users on your admin center. And this is where you can click and restore them, but only for 30 days. Well, in the worst case scenario, there are also 2 weeks when they're invisible, they're in the purged folder. But to get them from there, you would have to enable the functionality of e-discovery to be able to pull data from purges. Just keep in mind that typically, if you delete something, after a month it's gone. And if you control your business like that, either do backups or be careful with deletions. Anyway, that was Dennis. Next video will be about adding your personal domains and getting them in the first place. So how can you have user@company.com as an email instead of this long on Microsoft.com? And I'll see you soon. Good luck. Bye-bye.